Good evening, Internet. This is a personal response to someone called David White I just had an interaction with on YouTube comments, and it was regarding YouTube censorship, why his comments keep disappearing. So the background is he put a comment and said, "Am I a Zionist?" Obviously he means Zionist, but for some odd reason he decided he was going to spell it in a very odd way, thinking that this genius strategy is going to defeat the evils of YouTube censorship. And I was saying to the guy, just be straightforward, don't be cowardly. How is that making you look like you have a good point when you can't even speak the name of your issue? You have to use some dumb Morse code that I can barely read. So let's talk about why your comments are disappearing, David. It's not because you use the word Zionist. You can say the word Zionist. It's not even because of Zionists. Zionists couldn't give a toss what you say on YouTube. If you haven't noticed, they're busy fighting a war for the survival of their nation against a bunch of rabid, maniac, bin liner wearing cultists and psychopathic murderers who have hostages from their nation and are constantly begging them for a confrontation, which it seems like they are going to get now. That's what the Zionists care about. They couldn't care less about you and I and what our comments are saying on YouTube. So we know it's not them that is the reason your comments are disappearing, and we know it's not using the word Zionist. The reason why your comments are disappearing, and why I think it's pathetic and quite frankly stupid how you keep playing into the hands of this enemy, is because people are systematically reporting all your comments when you don't 100% agree with their pre-scripted narrative. Who stands to gain if people think Zionists are the reason your comments are disappearing? You ever thought about that? Because I can tell you now, because I've made 3 years of videos about both Zionism and terrorism, the two opposing sides of this holy war. If you commit your thoughts to a video like I'm doing now, they won't disappear. So we know it's not YouTube doing the censorship, otherwise these videos would disappear along with all the comments. Only the comments do. So we know somebody is reporting all these comments to YouTube, and that is the reason they are disappearing. Because the comment moderation is not done by human beings, it's done by an AI. So logically it follows then that your comments are disappearing not because you're using the word Zionist, no matter how you spell it. I mean, AIs are not stupid, they know Zionist with a couple of dots and dashes in there is the same as putting Zionist. It knows that you're doing that. The reason your comments are disappearing is because you have attracted the attention of jihadi supporting idiots or terrorists, and they are following your comments with an AI and reporting every single comment down so that it disappears that doesn't agree with them. I get the same thing. It's been happening for years. I've been speaking about it for 3 years directly, and all my comments disappear as well. But guess what? My videos don't. That's how I know it isn't YouTube that's directly responsible for this. So in conclusion, if you want to accuse me of something or speak against my name, despite I'm a complete stranger that you know nothing about, come onto my channel where I moderate the comments and speak to me here directly. But I can guarantee you I'm not a Zionist, I'm a British Christian and a democracy and free speech campaigner, and I have been for many years. But I can tell you this as well. I campaign directly against Islamic terrorism, jihadis, Gazans, Syrians, Iranians, anyone who threatens violence against my nation and the allies of my nation, or anyone in the world who is also a free person. It just so happens that those people are either communists from Russia, China and North Korea, or they are Islamic from Iran, Syria and Lebanon. So you make your mind up which one of those two sides you're going to choose to support, because your comments will be disappearing either way, unless you support the Islam lot, and then your comments will remain. So just think about that. If you really value your free speech, your democratic right to say whatever you like, then you should be supporting the guys who will defend that for you. And let me tell you, it is not communism or Islam, who are two sides of the same coin, who threaten you and I and all free democratic peoples of the West, specifically white people, Christians and Jews, And if you read the book The Art of War, you can get their entire playbook written in plain English, which describes these tactics which they are using now to hide your comments and silence you in other ways. Or if you're anything like me, you'll get the more modernized Islamic version called the Quran, which contains exactly the same doctrine, written in a kind of pseudo-spiritual religious disguise, and resold as the word of a false god. So think about all I've said. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments. I'm a reasonable guy. I'll forgive you your incursion in your comment, suggesting that I am a Zionist and this is somehow a bad thing. By the way, being a Zionist is not a bad thing. I'm British. I think Britain is the country British people own and live in, and if anyone wants to come here and attack it, I say we should kill them. If terrorists want to come here and try to destroy my culture and slaughter my countrymen, I say death is what they earn. Does that make me a Britishism? No, it just makes me a regular person. And Jewish people who live in Israel have exactly the same right to defend their nation and the safety of their children and daughters and wives, and say if Muslim terrorists want to go there and try to kill them, fire rockets at them, parachute in and slaughter civilians, raping their daughters and taking people hostage, killing babies, it's the thing they seem to love doing, these terrorists, then they have every right to go and kill those people, and I hope that they do. So that's the end of this video. Hit me up in the comments if you've got any more to say. God bless you all, and I'll see you lovely people in the next one. Bye now. Case in point. There has been 57 murders in the last 2 years in this country from civilians. Almost every single one of them was Islamic terrorism. 0 were done by Zionists. Think about that. God bless you all, and I'll see you next time.